Good evening, everybody. It's great to be here once again. I'm going to make this quick, hopefully under 10 minutes. But I am wondering how many people actually are concerned about the birth of Christ. Do they really care, or do people just want to create division by whether he was born or not born on December 25th? I think if you're doing it uh, legitimately in understanding when he was probably actually born, and that's fine. But I think people are not that way. I see a lot of bitterness, anger, hate, which is funny because it's supposed to be a joy in peacetime, supposedly. But we have a lot of angry folks out there on both sides. I'm not blaming just one side. On both sides, pro Christmas and anti Christmas. It's just a lot of bitterness. I don't know why. Listen, here's the deal: you have the freedom, you have the free will to do whatever you want. I do not hate anyone who participates in Christmas. Never have, never will, never said I did. But there are consequences to your actions, my actions, our actions. So I am curious to know, do people care? Or do they just want to hate? Now, we all know it's not hard to figure out, and we all know, certainly by now, that December 25th is the day and invention of the Roman Catholic Church. There is no denying it. There's absolutely zero denying it. You can't. Well, where'd you learn that source from? A Catholic? Well, yes. Yes, I did. And Constantine. Well, I have information. They destroy, by the way, they destroy the real truth when they take over and put their own truth. Well, then what's the real truth then? If you know what they destroyed. Oh, you don't know what they destroyed. You're making conjecture at this point. That's okay. But we can all learn from each other about the truth. And we all know December 25th is not the day. Never has been, never will be. Unless, of course, you're Roman Catholic. And now all the churches, all the church buildings are pretty much all in on this. Now, you can, if there's a person going to a church that doesn't celebrate Christmas, but please leave it in the comment. I'm happy to listen and hear that. But they're all in. In First Peter, when we're supposed to be called to be different or peculiar people, how are we peculiar? In Romans, when it says not to conform to the world, why are we conforming to the world? Celebrating Christmas with pagan roots. Fact. That's just a fact. There's not an argument here. It's a fact. If you choose to celebrate Christmas as a born again Christian, it's more about your flesh than it is about truth. I'm not mad at you because who doesn't want to see the kid smile? I get that whole idea. I understand. 100%. My kids don't celebrate Christmas. They're not sad. They actually get things throughout the year, like different gifts. They earn some, they get some. They don't care about Christmas. They could care less about it. They know the truth. So Jesus, we know, was born when? How can we tell? By a secular source. Stephen, are you using a secular source? Kind of. It's in the Bible, but it's Caesar Augustus. Now we look at when the census was taken. I want to keep this under 10 minutes, so let me get to this real quick. In Luke chapter 2 in the King James Bible, I don't have a modern one in front of me. If I could have grabbed one just to see how different it was, but chapter 2, verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. By the way, it takes about a week and a half if you do the math, 15 to 20 miles a day on donkey from that spot to that spot. Side note, you can find that information if you look it up somewhere. I don't know where I looked it up a long time ago, but that's about how long it takes. So it wasn't like 2-3 months, and then she gave birth. That's like a week and a half, I mean, at the most. So we're looking at that. But when was it? Now, if you look at Roman history, you look at Roman historians, they all pretty much are on the same page on this one. That taxing season could have only been between August and October, which leads us to the date of September, which most of us believe is to be the birth. Most of us that don't celebrate Christmas and are anti-Christmas. And no offense to those who do celebrate Christmas. We've got to stop this hate. I've never hated anybody Christmas, never will. But it seems like the pro-Christmas folks, I see more of them being angry. I don't know why. Where is the joy and peace? And then they look at you like, you're weird, you're different. Happened to me at work. I'm like, that's different, that's weird. Great. Then I'm exactly what the Bible wants me to be. Not of this world. I'm not conforming to the world and what they do. So that made me feel good. Call me weird all you want. That's a good thing. Born again Christians, you want to be called different and weird. And persecuted. You don't want to go out of your way to get persecuted, but I'm just saying. You can be persecuted. It's okay. That's a good thing. I'm just saying. But we know at that time frame, August to October, when's the taxing that happened at that point in time. We have that information. But why do we have Christmas on 25th and we keep on wanting to do it? It's flesh. It's just flesh. It's literally just flesh. We want to celebrate Christmas because our children. That's it. Really what it is. We don't want to let go of those things. There are certain things we don't want to let go. Now, I'm not saying you should go to someone's house, tear down all their ornaments, take down their heathen tree, and you know, it's like rip down a Santa Claus, shoot it down with a BB gun or anything like that. I'm not saying that. Never going to say that. But there are some pro-Christmas people who'd have you to believe that, and they'll call you a heretic or a crazy person. Well, I mean, you could easily flip that around and call them the same thing. But if you are a true born-again Christian, you won't do that. Do not go after any pro-Christmas people and call them heretics and so forth. They may call you that, and they may call you all types of names. You see it all over the YouTube. But that's unbiblical, and that is not a fruit of the Spirit, let me tell you. Not even close. Not even close. So don't get sucked in that vortex. The truth is what the truth is. He's born in September, right around that time frame. Whether you look at it from that Roman historical point of view, if you even look at the Jewish calendar, and some guy tried to do all crazy stuff to the calendar. Well, some years it could have been this Passover or that Passover. It depends on leap year, and then depends on, and he just went through this whole thing. And it was a clickbait video, too. It was like, when Jesus was born, and given the impression that he's got the date, he figured it out. Now I knew it was going to be clickbait, but I admit I had to watch it. It was like a 5-minute video. I watched it, and he had no answer whatsoever. You have to take this into consideration. I mean, if you just look simply at the Bible's not a liar. You look at that information. You have the information. You know when the tax season was. You know when they had it back there. You know she gave birth briefly, very briefly after. You have when he was born. That's all there is to it. Now, why do you celebrate Christmas? Do you decorate a tree? No. I don't do that. I worship God, and I do not participate in those things. Okay, well, how do you honor Jesus' birth at Christmas time, his manifestation? That's another story. You're gonna think I'm crazy. That's okay. I've been called a lot of names over my lifetime. Not gonna hurt my feelings. But what are you doing? You have a tree? No, I would never put that Catholic Trinity tree in my house. Okay, all right. What else? Do you decorate your house? No, I would never decorate. We're not supposed to decorate. Okay. What do you do? I honor the birth of Christ. When? December 25th. It's not when he was born though. It's great that you just want to honor his birth and have it in September when it pretty much was more realistic of when he was born. Don't fall for the Catholic holiday, man. Don't fall for the Roman Catholic holiday, especially if you're anti-Catholic. Don't fall for it. Don't get sucked into that vortex of Roman Catholicism. Now I'm going to get a lot of people going, how can you say bad things about Roman Catholicism? I don't hate you, brother. I love you. You're not my brother yet because you're Roman Catholic. Well, I'm not your brother. I'm anathemized to you. I am excommunicated. So, thank you for, I think there was a tap in sarcasm. Am I sarcastic tonight? I think I might be a little bit sarcastic. You got to tone that down a little bit. Again, I appreciate your time. I really do. But let's be grown-ups when we talk about these matters, not little children. God bless and have a beautiful evening.